on my lane, you all on my lane. You ain't overlooked, so get out the way. I gave you the book, I gave you the game. The boy got a cook, the boy got a flame, Serving in the kitchen like you Nino. Plenty pitching, whipping different flavors like a bistro. Kick it, dip it, flip it, keep it hunting like a C note. Switching, keep it pimping every single place that he go. I got it. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Boy, you know the name, get up out the way. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Stay up out the kitchen if you ain't the one that's whipping, huh? Hey, yo, Lathan, man, cook them boys up something real quick, man.
What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to my channel. Now today we got TGI Fridays, chicken, shrimp, and cheese skillet. This is one of my favorite dishes from the past, so I had to recreate it and give you my take on it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get some regular chicken breasts, and these chicken breasts are kind of big. So if they're this big like mine, make sure you trim the fat off and then just cut them in half. Don't butterfly them, cut them completely in half because we only want to use the top pieces of the presentation side. The other side which is used for maybe some chicken tenders or something. But once we get them all cut up, we're going to go ahead and sprinkle them with some onion powder or granulated onion. Then we're going to go on with some granulated garlic. Make sure you season this chicken, especially with these seasons because they're salt free, so you want to pack as much flavor as possible, especially since you're just searing the chicken. Then we're going to go on with some Lawry's. You don't have to use Lawry's, you can use your favorite all-purpose seasoning, but I chose Lawry's. That's my seasoning preference. And then I went on with some Slap Your Mama because it kind of got like a southwest flair to it. It's not that spicy, but you just want to give it a little kick. And then we're going on with some good quality black pepper. You can grind your own pepper if you want to, but I just got this coarse restaurant style black pepper. And then I'm going to add in some olive oil. And this is pretty much just making a marinade for the chicken. Usually I don't put salt in my marinades, but this is a quick marinade with chicken. And also I'm putting lime zest and lime juice in there, so it has to be a quick marinade so the lime don't ceviche the chicken. So it's going to be a quick marinade. So I'm going to go ahead and that's why I added the Lawry's and the Slap Your Mamas, because they do have salt in there, and that's going to be the only two salt elements to the chicken. So once you get all that lime zest in there with the microplane, and just make sure you get just the green, don't get any of the white because we don't want this to be bitter. We're going to take half of that lime and we're going to squeeze it on the chicken, and keep the other half of the lime reserved because we're going to use that for something else as well later. I'll let you know when we get to that step. But once we get the lime juice in there, go ahead and get your hands dirty and then just mix it up. You want every piece of chicken covered in this delicious marinade. Like, this marinade is good, potent, it's strong, packed with garlic, packed with onion. So this is a good marinade, and it's gonna complement those vegetables because they're packed with the same flavors. So make sure you get your hands dirty, get everything all good and mixed up, and then pop the lid on and pop it in the fridge. With that marinade, we're gonna go about maybe like 2 hours, nothing over 2 hours. And then we're gonna go ahead and dice up, julienne, some red bell pepper, some green bell pepper, and some onion. If you need help on cutting bell peppers, I'll link my quesadilla burger video down below, and you'll see in depth on how to cut onions and bell peppers. But for this video, didn't have much time. I just want to speed through it because this is already going to be a longer video than I usually do. So once we get that, we're going to go ahead and marinate our shrimp. We're going to go on with some Slap Your Mama. And we're just doing three ingredients with the shrimp. So we got some Slap Your Mama, we got some granulated garlic, and then that reserved lemon that I had, we got that as well. But we're not going to squeeze that lemon onto that shrimp until it's finished cooking because we want to finish with that lemon, and we didn't want to ceviche that shrimp and the lemon. So we got that marinade, and we're going to go on, cut out green onions. Green onions is just for the garnish for the mashed potatoes, nothing else, just the garnish for the mashed potatoes. You can use it for other elements in this dish, but I just strictly use them for the mashed potatoes. I try to go as traditional as possible with this skillet and try to make it mimic and look exactly like TGI Fridays. So that's why I went on with the green onions or the scallions. Then we're gonna go ahead and sear our chicken. Want to get a good hard sear on there, so make sure you sear this on high. And we're just gonna flip it once, and we're gonna finish it into the oven. We're gonna finish it at 350 and cook it until the chicken reads 160. And when it reads 160, we're gonna pop it out. And during the carryover cooking, it should raise the temperature up 5 degrees, and that'll be a perfect 165, and that'll give you the most tender and juicy chicken. It's already gonna be tender and juicy because that lime was able to break down some of the fibers in the chicken. So it's already gonna be pretty tender, but you know, cooking it at the proper temperature is gonna make it even more tender. So we're gonna pop that in the oven, like I said, 350 degrees. Then we're gonna go ahead and saute our peppers and onion. Now you don't have to saute them until they're like dead, because you still want some crunch into it. And like I said, it's gonna be on the skillet, so it's still gonna cook when we put it on the skillet. So don't go too far with these. And I just threw on some slappy mama just to season the peppers, and I threw on some granulated garlic. That's the only 2 seasons I put on the peppers and onions. But you want the peppers and onions to taste like something as well. Every part of the dish should be seasoned, and we're gonna make sure every part of the dish is seasoned. So go ahead and toss it a couple of times, and once you get them to that point where they're not translucent but right before translucent, that's when I'm taking them off and set them aside. The carryover cooking gonna cook them up a little bit more, and like I said, we're making the skillet a sizzling skillet, so when we pop it on that skillet, it's gonna continue to cook as well. So now we got our other saute pan on. We're gonna go on with some more oil, and I use canola oil, so I use canola oil throughout this whole recipe. So sorry I didn't say that earlier. But we're gonna go on with our shrimp, and you want to cook this shrimp just till it's opaque, and nothing more, nothing less. Do not overcook the shrimp, because we do not want any rubber bands. So get the shrimp in there, get it tossed a little bit. Like I said, it's already seasoned well, and I threw in a pinch of salt, just a pinch of salt, just to take it over the edge. And also I added the salt because at the end of this dish, I'm gonna actually finish with some fresh tomatoes, because I'm thinking, when I used to have the skillet at Fridays, I always seen tomatoes and the shrimp. So I just took a whole tomato, vine wrapping tomato, and just cut it into like dices, like big dices. And I left the seeds and everything intact. I should have filmed that part, but I didn't. But that's the result of it, those tomatoes right there. And that's why I added the extra salt to take it over the edge, because once we put those tomatoes in with the shrimp, you know, tomatoes need salt. So that's why I put it in there. And now I'm going over with a good splash of lime, so that lime is going to offset that salt as well. So this shrimp is going to be perfect. Now our chicken is ready, and I always do I check temperatures based on feel. Like I said, if you're using a thermometer, make sure it reads 160, but you should be able to feel it and see, you know, exactly where it's at. But 160, and it's perfect. So now I have my skillet in the oven at 350, then I raise the temperature up to 400 just to get it piping hot. So we're gonna go on with our mashed potatoes first, and you can put how many you want on there, but this is a large skillet, so I tried to just fill out the whole surface area. So this skillet and any plate's pretty much my canvas. So then you want to go down with some good cheese. You could have used strictly cheddar, but I used Kobe Jack and Monterey Jack shredded. Once we get the cheese, we're gonna pop it back into the broiler just to get it melted and get that pan back hot. Well, it's already hot. Then we're gonna go on with our chicken, and like I said, you want to pack that chicken with plenty of flavor, because all you did was seared it. You didn't add any sauce or anything to it, so it needed that seasoning that we put on there to just take it to the top. And then from there, we're gonna go on with our peppers and onions. Look at that, it looks beautiful. It's hot. It was sizzling. I should have put some sound in here so you could actually hear it when I put new things on there. I guess the water on those things was just causing that sizzle. It didn't sizzle as loud as it did at a restaurant, though, I tell you that, but it did sizzle. And then we're going on out with our shrimp and tomatoes. So once we get our shrimp and tomatoes down, we are pretty much set. Oh my goodness, look at that. And I forgot how many shrimp they put on that thing, like 6 or 7, but Like I said, I just tried to fill my whole canvas out, and there you have it, man. The most incredible chicken, cheese, sizzler with the shrimp on there from TGI Fridays. We did a little reverse action there so you can see it back in slow-mo. We got our scallions on top of those mashed potatoes. But this picture looks identical to what you would see at TGI Fridays. Like identical. But yeah, this is pretty incredible. Thank you guys for checking this video out, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Sizzling chicken and shrimp and cheese from TGI Fridays. Oh my goodness. Check this out. But yeah, thank you guys for checking it out. I'm out.